In this week's video we are going to take a look at this amazing confusion combination. My name is Robert Bronkhorst. Welcome to Round Talk Serpents. This is a 2024 female baby ball python. Genetically speaking, she's a butter enchi confusion. And a very nice one, if you ask me. That's a very, I think it's a complementary combination of confusion. And I will show you why and talk about why I think that is the case. Her beautiful brown coloration comes from the combination, of course, of butter and confusion. Butter and confusion make really dark brown animals, but she also has enchi. Enchi in this combination gives that yellow color, which is, in my opinion, quite remarkable because enchi alone cannot do that in combination with confusion, as you will see in the comparison, because I have all of the combinations that separated that make up this animal in my collection with this, which is quite nice, so I can make a very good comparison of how the combinations work, a little bit like Kinova can do. I didn't suspect that in my very small collection I will be able to do that, but for this combination I can, which is really cool. Enchi also reduces the pattern. Right? So the pattern on this animal is mainly dominated by confusion and enchi. I don't think butter has a very strong influence on it. You can clearly see the confusion pattern, and then the enchi reduces it. And I think butter helps reducing the pattern a little bit, but not quite as much as enchi does. This animal also has a little bit of belly pattern left. Or not really left, back to be, I have to say, has a little bit of belly pattern back, which is quite remarkable because all my butter confusion combinations have a almost clear belly. Here you can see a little bit of the confusion belly coming back in a very nice light brown, which is amazing, to be honest. Really. Just a reminder for myself to edit out the belly part. This one also has a belly pattern. Yikes. So here is a 2023 butter confusion who is a little bit shy. As you can see, she's not that big. She doesn't grow that fast. I gave her a height. She eats a little bit better now, so let's hope she catches up. But it is nice to have her as a comparison for you guys. Here you can clearly see how much enchi really does and how much enchi really reduces the pattern. You can see how busy this pattern is. It looks a little bit more like the normal, or not really like the normal confusion pattern. You can see that butter really influences the pattern a little bit, but you can clearly see how much enchi reduces it. They are not cooperating. Handling two snakes is not easy, guys. You can also clearly see how much enchi can do for the color. Right, the base color is much more yellow. The darker brown color is much more yellow, and also there's not a lot of noise. Now this animal start to get a little bit of noise here on the sides, but nothing compared to what this animal has. So here is an enchi confusion. These two are actually clutch mates. And again, you can now see how much impact butter has on this combination, and you can also see that enchi alone could not produce this color, not even close. You can clearly see here where the reduction of the pattern comes from, as I showed with the butter confusion. It's coming from the enchi. Also, the shape of the head pattern really is influenced by enchi. That's what enchi is really good at influencing that head pattern. You can also see that there's a little bit of blushing in what they are here, the blacks. You can see that in the browns as well, which is cool. This is also cool for me because I it's been a long time since I did this comparison for myself when I tried to ID them, and it was very clear to me what this was. So I didn't spend a lot of time looking for comparisons. I'm doing it with you guys. It's cool for me as well. Should have done this earlier. Also, the color of their eyes are really coming from the enchi, that beautiful green like eye, and the butter variation has a even more beautiful eye than the enchi confusion alone. And then here the combination that looks more similar in color to all of them, which is a simple butter enchi. Oh, I almost said butter confusion. A enchi butter. And you can see in the color of this eye that is quite similar to this. So you can see, you probably couldn't see that, but in a close-up you will see that that's where the eye color comes from. You can also see that out this combination, so the combination of enchi and butter, that's where the beautiful yellow coloration comes from, and how much impact confusion has on it, because side by side you can see how much darker the confusion is. So it's really good evidence that confusion is in fact a dark gene. Also, if you look at what the alienness used to be, there is a lot of white outlining on the non-confusion animal, and with the confusion reduces that a lot. It only leaves room for a little bit of white, but not a lot, which is in the normal butter enchi there is a lot of room for flames and contrast and whites and other transitions. I really like this combination. It's a very nice looking simple animal, but it's simple and inexpensive, sadly. But I think this will be a very great way to preserve this really nice combination. Now here is a fun but a little bit of an unfair comparison. This is the big female is a pastel butter confusion. Now she is a remarkable yellow animal. So I made a couple of that combination and she was by far the nicest. She also is really glowing because of the breeding season. She's really glowing up, really light in coloration. Normally she's a little bit more dark yellow, but beside that you can see how close the comparison is. If you imagine this animal getting a little bit lighter in coloration as she ages, she would look in color, I think, quite similar to this, only the pattern is different, because pastel in combination with confusion really breaks up the pattern and she really reduces it. I thought I really wanted to see you to show you this. I think it's nice. It's a little bit of a different way to make something similar. Now that you also saw the comparison between the pastel version of this without the enchi, you might wonder, how do you know there's no pastel in this? Well, because there was no pastel in the pairing. Her father was the butter confusion and her mother was an enchi pinstripe, so no pastel to be seen. So I'm quite sure, I'm 100% sure she is a confusion butter enchi. As you could see in the pastel version of this combination, she will probably age quite well. The same as with the pastel instead of the enchi. There is still quite a lot of contrast left between the two colors, and the pattern is not busy. If you have a very busy pattern with a lot of noise on the sides or on the back, as they age, and the difference between the two colors, so the dark and the base color and the pattern color, really starts to fade out. That didn't come out nice. When the line between the base color and the pattern color starts to fade out as they age, and then also the coloration on both sides fade out a little bit, that doesn't really do much good for the looks of your adult animal. But because of the contrast is high here and the pattern is very reduced, I think this will be a stunning animal when she's an adult. Now, how can we make this combination better? Is there room to improve? Absolutely there is. I think hypo will be a very good way to boost the color even more, because hypo will bring out a little bit of orange coloration, which will really make this combination do justice. Also, that frosted look on top of this animal will really give it another dimension of complexity without taking away a lot of the original concept. So I think hypo will be a very good way of moving forward. If you want to do that project, this animal and all the other animals in this video except for the pastel one are available at Morph Market or at my table in the reptile show. The next reptile show I'm attending to is the one in Houten, and it's on the 20th of April this year, so 2025. That's it for this video. What do you think? Is this a very good use of confusion, or would you not even bother putting it in enchi or butter? If you do, please let me know in the comments below, and also let me know why and what would you do if you got this animal. Do you agree on my hypo story, or do you have a better idea? Please let me know in the comments below. It will help me out a lot. For now, I really would like to thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye. Animal, which is I think